What's up, everybody? My name is Post-Production Pie, Editor-in-Chief for SRLounge.com, and welcome to another installment of our weekly Ordinary to Extraordinary Raw Edit. We'll be working and we're featuring the Lightroom preset system version 5, and as always, we're going to be first doing our work, creating our effect with our preset, and then we'll be going through all the different settings that kind of go into behind the scenes and making that effect look like what it does. So that way, if you don't have the preset system, or if you do have the preset system, everybody can benefit from watching this video. Now, once again, if you are interested in learning more about the SR Lounge Lightroom preset system, just click the link below in the description and it'll take you over to the SR Lounge store where you can read more and potentially become one of our many happy users. All right, so that being said, let's get started. In this video, we'll be creating a super soft black and white effect for our lovely little newborn photo, which I'll tell you about in just a second. And we have demonstrated so far a bunch of different types of images, and we're going to keep demonstrating images of different things, from landscapes to portraits to newborns to anything that you might be shooting, wedding, engagement, because we want to show you how versatile the preset system is and how it can apply to every single type of photo. So let's get started. We're going to hit I to bring up our information. This was shot on a Canon 5D Mark III. This is actually an image from our newborn DVD, which we're still working on getting out. And this is a shot of my new lovely daughter. Her name is Ellie. And I shot this on a 50mm 1.2. It was shot at 1/100th of a second at f2 and ISO 800. So our ISO is a little bit high right now, but with these super soft presets, we do have an extra kind of noise adjustment that's primarily for skin tones, but it's going to help us out with the overall kind of ISO of just the camera setting right now too. I'm going to hit I now to remove that information. Let's jump in. I'm going to use my eyedropper tool just to get a white balance that's closer to where we want it. And that's actually close enough. We don't really need to do too much more than that. We're going to go to the base soft category. And once again, these base presets, they are foundation presets that are finished. They're one-click presets that are done that get you to a certain point. But if you do want to go beyond that, then you follow the BCAS format for developing. Go from your base to your curve to your adjustments and special effects and so forth. All we're going to do, and what I love doing, is just clicking. So I have soft black and white, we have extra soft black and white, and we have super soft black and white. Now, each one of these is going to vary different levels of contrast, different levels of skin tone adjustments, and so forth. And we can get an idea of what we want just by, cycling through and seeing it. For newborn portraits, I love the super soft effects. They're beautiful, and it creates this really nice and soft type of look that I just love for newborn photos. So what we're going to do is apply this super soft black and white, and really we're pretty much done. All I have to do is adjust my exposure, and I love the kind of over the top bright black and white look for these newborn images. And really this is done. So all we did was added 0.5 to my exposure. We set a white balance that was approximately correct, and then we just applied the extra soft preset. If we wanted to, we can go in and kind of clean up the skin a little bit, which you guys already know how to do, so I'm not going to demonstrate that part of this. But from here on out, if you want to create any additional adjustments, then you can. If you want your newborn portraits to be a certain way, if you want them to be have more clarity, if you want them to have more contrast, you're just going to go into the adjustments and apply that. If you want to have a different curve, you can just go and apply that and then save it out, of course, as a new mixology. But for a standard just soft black and white look, that is all we have to do. So let's go over the settings and see what we have here. So we have a temperature and tint that's basically close to where we need to be on this image. We have our exposure up to 0.5, and that's just to basically create that really beautiful bright look that's so great for newborn skin tones. We have our highlights and whites, which have been dropped quite a bit now. We've gone to -60 and -40, and again, this is smoothing out those highlights and bringing them closer to our midtones and to our shadows to kind of make it all even out. With our shadows, we're using a little bit of contrast boost by basically raising the shadows a tiny bit but dropping the blacks a bit. This helps us to retain some of the deeper blacks but not really any of the mid-tone shadows. We want the mid-tone shadows to kind of blend closer into the highlight tones of the skin. So this kind of evens it out more for those mid-tones. With clarity, we're dropping it by -20. We want really nice soft midtones here, and that helps us out a little more as well. We have a nice standard S-curve that's just adding a bit of overall contrast. With our black and white mix, check this out. We're raising reds, oranges, and yellows, and that is primarily our skin tones. So we're basically brightening up anything that could be a skin tone. So it kind of has a very soft and flattering look overall. So when you apply it, it's going to kind of raise up the skin tones and keep it a little bit more bright and nice. All right, let's go down to detail. We have the same amount of detail as standard. This is just always going to be, it's always going to be the same. 71.5, 10, and 30. And we also have some noise reduction. This is plus 30 now, so we have a little bit more noise reduction than with a standard soft portrait or that extra soft preset. All right, going down to lens corrections, we have our standard amount of 30 and 30 for our midpoint, and that is it, okay? So in that 2 clicks, it was like 10 seconds. I should have timed it for y'all. We went from this to this. Very simple, very quick and easy. And now if I want to, I can zoom in. I'm just gonna remove a tiny bit of the more obvious kind of bits of hair over here. So let's just go and sample from an area of hair. Let's do this over here. I'm just gonna remove a few of these items. Okay, now this is, I love this. I love being able to just make these nice little adjustments inside of Lightroom 5 now as opposed to going into Photoshop, because it makes images like this that we would generally have to go into Photoshop to make really minor healing adjustments. It makes it completely doable right here inside of Lightroom. Notice that Lightroom still slows down a bit, but whatever. It's at least faster than Lightroom 4 was. All right, even with stuff like this inside of Lightroom 5, we can drag on a little hair right here and pull it all out. So hairs that are these kind of flyaways that are close to our skin, I like to fix those a lot just so it looks a little bit more clean. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one right here. I'm just gonna pull that one out. All right. Again, keep it really thin and close when you're making that adjustment, so that way it looks more realistic. We can also pull out a little bit there. Okay, let's take a look. Make sure we're good. I actually see a little thread right there, so I'm just gonna double click and just kind of get it a little bit more over. There we go. I think that's better. All right. Okay, great job. We have a beautiful black and white conversion. We can check it out by hitting backslash. Here's the before, here's our after. Looks awesome. And just to show you guys what the Lightroom black and white conversion is gonna look like, or what it would look like, let's just create a virtual comp by hitting Control apostrophe or Command apostrophe on a Mac. I'm gonna reset out this first image right here. And let's just hit V to go to that original black and white conversion and just compare these two. We have such a beautiful looking soft black and white image with just a couple clicks. All right, so great job, and I'll see you all in the next video.